you know, like people are just blowing it out of proportion, you know. I don't you know, it's just so weird. I don't understand these people and what they're doing talking about the movie like this. It's terrible. What are you like? Come on. Like you're acting like
The
this gave
movie
you
did not
cancer or
give you
something.
cancer.
It absolutely it did not give you cancer. Hey everyone.
Hey,
Welcome to
everybody.
Why You Still Here. Uh, you know, it's the show that we talk about whatever we want. And
And today we're addressing an elephant in the room because we need to talk.
huge elephant. Huge elephant.
It's a huge problem.
And we definitely need to talk. Usually I would say, Lucas, why are we still here? But Lucas, he jumps ahead, which is fine because Joker, Folie à deux, aka, yeah, we need to talk, people, right? It's not Joker, Folie I don't. It's not Joker, Folie I do.
I hate that
I hate
a
that
lot.
too. So much. But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad. Not at all. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed. Like a parent.
Disappointed in the worldwide audience at large. And this is sort of like an extension, if you will, of a video that I made that nobody watched. And
I love that video. It's a classic.
it is a classic, I think. I felt like I was really I was speaking about something important there with
Brings a
that
lot of truth to
video.
light here.
Yes, because it's not something a lot of people are talking about. And for those that don't know, which is everybody that's not like the 80 people that watched it, um, or the 10 people that watched it
Eight
eight
times.
times, exactly. There's something going on with the audience. And it's not just like the audience of the United States, it's the audience of the entire world. And it, you know, it's the movie going audience in general. And there's been a trend. I don't know when it started. I know when I started to become aware of it, which was with The Flash, but maybe even before then. But I don't know officially when it started because this is not how it's always been. Not
Nope.
at all. And we have we've become part of this black and white, you know, ideology where things are only great or terrible.
I mean,
Like
it's
there's
like
no in
people,
between.
it's you give it a 1 or you give it a 10.
Yep.
I didn't give
Yep.
it a 10.
And
What? So you don't like it? You gave it a 5? You think it sucks? No, it's like flat down the road. It's fine. It's
yep.
serviceable. It's a 5.
Like
What?
go that I enjoyed the movie. I'd give it a 6, right? And people will go, "Oh, so it sucks?" No, that's not what I said. If it sucks, I'm telling you, it's going to be a 1 or a 2 or whatever, you know, like depending on if there's any merit in it at all. And there is just no gray zone anymore in our society. I mean, it's with everything, but the only time it really bothers me is with movies. So that's why we're focusing on the, you know, theater going audiences. Not even just theater, I mean, you know, just movie watching people in general, because it can happen with something on streaming or whatever as well. And it seems to be worse though if they go to the theater, because then they feel like they have an axe to grind because they paid money for it and whatever. So yeah, we're a society without nuance,
You
unfortunately.
could say we live in a
And
society.
but uh but I guess I don't know. Yes, yes, we live in a society. And in a way I feel like I am the Joker at the end of the first movie screaming at Robert De Niro, because I mean, what's going on?
Well, like
Like,
what I
tell
told
me,
Brandon, it's like
speak to me.
is the rest of the populace seeing a different movie? Are they seeing like a work print version and I'm seeing the final one? Because it has been many a movie now where I'm being told it's the biggest piece of shit, biggest flop, it's going to ruin the company, X, Y, and Z. And it really did start with The Flash, because it's like what the fuck? Anybody, three people I showed that movie to love that movie. You know what I mean? And it's when you're removed from the zeitgeist of what people are talking about, and then you can really formulate your own opinion. It's just is it just bandwagoning? Do we all have to say the same thing that our favorite influences are saying, so that way we can feel like we're a part of something? Can you not think independently? Because this movie has like a couple of issues, and it's just a couple. It's this is a I told Brandon I didn't love it. I'm almost at the love territory. Maybe if I watch it again, I'll get there. But I had so much fun with it. Maybe because my expectations were just so low from what everybody told me about this movie. But I I smiled a fair amount of times while watching this, and I loved, really liked it. Is it the first
Yes.
movie? No. Were you expecting the first movie? Well, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. Um,
Yeah.
but this is a good continuation movie. Okay. It has the same art style, the same kind of direction, the same musical motifs. It's all there. All the cigarette smoke, all of it. All of it. It's just like, and there's a lot of cigarettes in this movie, by the way. And it was like making my
Hmm.
stomach hurt by the end. I chain smoked in the past, and just thinking of that many, it hurt my stomach actually. But no, it's kind of blowing my fucking mind.
Yeah. The only thing that helps with the mindset of the cigarette smoke is that a lot of times they're not actually smoking real
Yeah,
cigarettes. They're
yeah.
smoking like
I
rolled
forget
up
what they're.
herbs.
Yeah, I've seen a whole
Yeah.
video on like the cigarettes that they use for movies and stuff.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix is a cigarette smoker in real life,
Okay.
as is Lady Gaga. Um, but that doesn't mean that you enjoy smoking, 50 cigarettes just to do one scene. Like, just because you're a cigarette smoker doesn't mean you're enjoying that. But
And the
on the
continuity
reverse
is
side of that,
fantastic on the cigarettes too, because they don't miss a beat with that. Because I looked for it, during like the interview
okay,
sequences where they'd sit down.
yeah,
So
that's
good for them.
important. Um, on the flip side of that, there is the show True Detective, which has an incredible first season. Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey, incredible. And there is more cigarette smoking in that than there is in both Joker movies combined. And like Matthew McConaughey has the cigarette going constantly. As soon as one's done, next one right in his mouth,
Shit.
right? That's how it is through the entire show, the entire first season, because then it's an anthology series, so it changes for the second season and so on
Okay.
and so forth. But for that entire first season, it's just constant smoking. And so I was like, there's no way that those are real cigarettes. Well, guess what? He smoked real cigarettes.
That is wild.
Yes. And I still cannot wrap my mind around that. Like,
That is
why? Why would you
disgusting.
do that? Why would you do
That's
that?
method acting, truly.
That's what it was. He didn't, Matthew McConaughey is a method actor. So he was not willing to do fake cigarettes.
What a boss.
He wasn't
That's
even a smoker
disgusting,
prior to it. He probably is one now. But yeah, it's crazy to me. So I'm not completely discounting that might be the case for this, but still, I don't know. A lot of cigarette smoke though. But yeah, so this is not a traditional like first thought. So I didn't even write first thoughts on the board because it's not, like it's just like there's an underlying issue that we need to tackle here.
It's more like we're doing a response with like our favorite parts of the movie to back up what we're saying, I guess. It's like a rebuttal, right? It's
Yeah.
more like a rebuttal than a review.
A rebuttal, I guess, yes, but more so just, like a questioning,
An interrogation, if you will.
well, like what's it called? I'm so annoyed. What does the IRS do when they're
An
like, we
audit?
need to? Yes, this is an audience audit. Okay,
I like this. It's a new
because
series. Audience audit.
Yes, it might be. It might be because this is not going to be the last time this happens. And,
Well, most recently it was The
Flash.
Crow, and then The Flash, is a big one that we always talk about because it's one of the greatest movies of last year.
Yes. So it's an insane amount of movies. It's The Flash. It's Morbius. It's The Marvels. It's
Madam Web.
Hmm?
Madam Web was another example
Madam
you
Web.
gave.
It's yes. There's so many I'm losing count now. It's Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. It's Thanksgiving. It's The Crow. It's so many movies, and now obviously Joker, Folie. And I mean, I'm just like I don't know anymore what to even say because it's not even like people are seeing it and they're going like, yeah, it wasn't for me, but if you got something out of it, that's great. No, they're like, this is the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. This is the worst movie ever. And you're stupid if you like it. This is what people are. This is how they're acting.
I feel like some of these, like literally, there has to be like a quarter of these people take. I don't know. They have to just again watch 5 reviewers. Watch Jeremy Johns, Cody Leach, 3C. I don't know, the unholy fucking trifecta, right? They listen to what they say and then they just parrot it. They have to be. They had. I really don't believe this many people has seen this movie and complained this hard about it.
It's like a sheeple situation. We're dealing with here. We're not dealing with people, I guess. I don't know. The only thing I have been able to decipher by all the videos I've watched, and I've watched like, I don't know, maybe 40 reviews on this movie, and 2 were positive out of those 40. And these people are like, they get angry in these videos. It's not even just like I didn't like it. No, they get angry. They start yelling about it. They're like, this is trash. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. They're like, I'm like without words. It was just, what was that? I didn't even know what I was watching.
Dude,
it was the worst thing ever.
What? Give it some fucking credit where it's due. It's a musical that has impromptu singing, but still keeps the tone of the first movie with no problem. How do you do that? I don't know. Maybe it was well directed. I'm failing to connect the dots here.
It's insane.
Do I like a massive chunk of musicals? Yes. I don't actively seek them out, but if there's a good one, I will enjoy it and watch it multiple times. I've talked about this on the channel. So, I mean, I already had that going for me. I did think it was goofy, a stupid choice to begin with, but I'm willing to give it a go, right? But with the way they set it up, it's just 2 fucked up people that found each other. And who's more fucked up than the other one? They're both absolutely batshit insane to where I believed the bad romance. And Lady Gaga was great as Lee, as they call her Lee in this movie many times. But I thought she did a damn good job too. I don't know, man.
I think she was serviceable.
I'm going to start arguing and getting angry and screaming like these people.
She did good for what they wanted of her.
They're sending me home. We're gonna build a mountain. Look what they did to you. You need to stop taking your medication.
I already have. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Is it a good, interpretation of Harley Quinn? Is it a good adaptation? No and no. It's not the character at all, but does that send me over the edge an
Into a
angry,
tizzy.
yeah, a tizzy, into like a angry belligerent tizzy? No, it doesn't. And I don't know. I mean, the only thing I've been able to garner by those 40-ish videos that I watched is that it didn't meet people's expectations. Their expectations were so high after that first movie that I don't know what they were expecting. Like some people have said that they were expecting that it would be the evolution like Batman's arch nemesis, like obviously he becomes more the Joker, maybe he evolves a little bit, like the makeup changes and, he starts wearing purple instead of red and, this kind of stuff, like that kind of thing. And I get it. That's one way to go. It might be the better way to go. I'm not saying it's not, but what we got here was still a very competently made movie. And Todd Phillips, the director of this film, I mean, also the writer, but he I don't know, I wouldn't say knocked it out of the park because I would change things about it. I would certainly make it where it was not a musical. It's not Musicals are not up my alley like they are with Lucas. And oftentimes, when something is a musical, they have original songs that they're singing, so it furthers the plot. This was, they were singing like already existing songs. And so that is, I mean,
I think the only original song is during like the courtroom scene, and
I
he's
don't
like
know if
singing
that
about
is an
being
original
Joker.
song, though,
Oh, really?
which I
Okay.
think is the best sequence of the entire
I
movie.
agree with you. That's my favorite scene of the movie.
It's so
I
good.
adored it. It was if the movie had more of that, I would be like, this is the greatest musical I've ever seen. Because
Yes.
they
Yes.
handled like the real world plus, their fantasy world plus the singing. It was a really good combination of all of it. It was handled great. It was very, very good. In fact, I hope the scene's
Yes.
on YouTube because I want to
Agreed.
watch it again.
Yeah, it probably is to some degree. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it didn't meet people's expectations. He is incarcerated for the entirety of the movie, and he basically lives up in his mind. So there are all these sequences of singing. It's all, like fantasy. They're
Hmm.
fantastical sequences. And that's fine. Like that was the biggest thing for me. That was the big sticking point. Like, would they just start singing and there's no explanation for it? Would the guards get in on it? Would other inmates get in on it and they're all just singing together and maybe there's like a choreographed dance sequence and stuff? If they went that route, I would be there amongst the rest of you saying,
Hmm.
I don't like this.
But they didn't.
But
It's
that's
it's
not what it
not like a
is.
traditional musical in any sense of the word.
No,
I mean, Lady
no.
Gaga singing is phenomenal anyway, but the unpolished raspiness of Joaquin Phoenix's voice coupled with that crazy emotion, I think it all worked really well. Even down to like, the end of the movie. I don't even care if this is a spoiler, but when he's, singing to her in the voicemail, and I'm
Hmm.
like, dude, this is kind of getting to me a little bit. I like this. I can feel something. And you guys know I love
Yeah.
emotions when it comes to my movies and stuff. So I don't know. It seemed like every time they sang, it furthered a plot device. It's not like something to just stop and be fantastical and then move on. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it did. And there's certain instances where they show things that they didn't need to. Um, I, let's just say it. This is going to be spoilers, people.
Yes, spoilers. Here
If
we
you
go.
haven't seen the movie yet, then I would say don't listen to what people are saying. Please go check it out for yourself. There's no way that you're going to hate it like you think you are. Give it a chance, check it out, come back to this moment of the video, and then we'll take it from there. Um, or stay. I mean, I would say, I mean, there's spoilers. There's nothing that's like life changing though, in my opinion. But what I was going to bring up is there's a moment where you find out that, you know, Lee Quinzel, Harley Quinn, has like betrayed Arthur by lying to him, right?
A lot of
And
lies.
we learn this, and then they felt the need to do a musical sequence where she shoots him.
Is the honeymoon over?
And it's like, but we already know that she's lying to him. So that was completely unnecessary.
Well, I actually don't. So the first time I saw, well, first time I watched the movie once, but while seeing that scene, right, I did think the same thing, but they juxtapose that at
Yeah.
the end of the movie when he gets
Because they show like
stabbed.
3 times for some
Yeah.
reason.
So at the end of the movie, you know, when he gets stabbed, they continue the song from where they left off in the, you know, first half of the movie. So that
Yes.
didn't really bother me too much, just because it went with
Okay.
the earlier events. And I figured that's what they were trying to bookend it with.
Sure.
But
Also, we should say the movie starts off with a Warner Brothers-esque cartoon.
that was fantastic,
Very,
by the way. That was
very
hilarious.
reminiscent of Looney Tunes. And I thought that was okay. People have brought up the idea that it starts off in such a like a weird, surprising way that people they can't make like head nor
They don't know what to
tails of it.
expect.
So it makes you like uneasy from the get-go. And then that's why maybe some negativity is coming from the movie because of that. Because
Really?
if the
Well,
movie
that
did not start in that way, then maybe reviews would be more positive.
well, I'm gonna be really honest here. That intro like set the tone for the rest of the movie for me. Yeah, it's weird. It's the fucking Joker, right? It's funny. It's
Yeah.
strange. It's bizarre. But I smiled again while, you know, Joker smile, haha, funny. But like I liked it. I like all the weird, you know, leaps of faith that they took in this movie.
Yeah, they definitely took some leaps of faith for sure. They didn't go the easy route um that everybody wanted them to go. And that's another point of contention for me that I also said in my other video, I think at least, that if they did a safe sequel, right? People always name the movies that are safe. You know, they say The Force Awakens, so safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Halloween 2018, safe. Just, you know, you know, it's safe. It's Halloween, the series, the movie. It's all callbacks and it's all safe. You know, this is what people say, right? They don't say it when it first comes out. No, they say they love it. And
Mm-hmm.
then time goes on, and then they're like, oh, it's just safe, right? Well, using the Halloween series as an example, Halloween Kills gave people pretty much what they wanted in general, right? Maybe not what I wanted or what you wanted, but it gave
Mm-hmm.
the audience basically what they wanted. And then they did something different. And people always say that, you know, can't you do something different? Stop with the safe sequels. Do something different. We want something different. Well, they did something different in Halloween Ends, and people credit that as the worst movie of the series.
Well, I hate to tell
And
you guys this, but James Hugh Courtney loves Halloween Ends. He told me. So
true, that
fuck you
may have to do
all.
with the fact that he only filmed a couple scenes for it, though, and he probably got paid the same as he did for the other movies. But um, being an older guy too, like that probably was a bit of a walk in the park for him. So he probably
True.
enjoyed that. But they did something different. You know, they David Gordon Green he
And guess
made
what? While not my favorite, I respect Halloween Ends for its changes. I like it's if you just separate it, it's a fine movie. I like it.
it's a very well made movie. Is it a good Halloween movie? No, but I do respect the fact that they did take chances. They did something different. They didn't give us something that was just safe. That's very interesting because otherwise it's movies are going to get incredibly boring because
That's a
we'll know
fact.
exactly what we're going to get from it every time we go see something. And it's like, well, what's the point of even seeing it? Because it's just going to be another safe sequel. And they did something different for this movie, very much akin to Halloween Ends. I mean, again, they didn't go the safe route. They went the crazy route. They went the hard route, you know? It probably wasn't the easiest thing to write because it doesn't make a whole lot of like it's not the logical
Progression of
continuation progression of that first movie. So I mean, it's different as hell, and now people are saying they don't want it, you know? And the really ironic thing is that the premise of the movie is that you have Joaquin Phoenix, Arthur Fleck as Joker, right? And people love him. He has this huge following of people. Like he stands for something. He stands for like freedom. He stands for like um I don't know, just not taking shit anymore, you know? He stands for rising up above becoming an anti-hero. You know, I probably didn't say that the greatest, but that's what he stands for. He stands for, you know, rising up, you know. Let's just say that. Not letting people walk on you anymore. And people up, you know, they wait outside the courthouse for him to get a glimpse of him. They knock on the car window and you know, they stare into the car to get a glimpse of him.
the prison guards
They're
like him in his jokes. He even gets one of his books signed. You know, he's gonna write
like,
whatever, and then he's like, you know
yes.
how much this is gonna be worth, and he just crosses it out and puts, "I hope you get cancer."
Yeah. And the audience watching it probably go, I just got cancer.
I
I don't like this
laughed
movie.
during that scene, and I was the only.
It
I
was very
audibly
funny.
laughed like 3 or 4 times. There were a couple people
Yeah.
behind me. I was the only person that was enjoying it. And when the movie was over, I don't really talk to people in the theater. You know, I just be about my business and leave. But I was
Yeah.
literally like tempted to turn around and say to the people behind me, "Is that movie as bad as everyone says it was? Because that was good." You know what I mean? I wanted to just ask, but I went about my
Yeah.
merry way.
Yeah. When I saw it, like I told you, I had a conversation with the guy as he was walking out, and we talked about it, and we both were under the same conclusion that it was not as bad as what people are saying it is. Because this was, you know, this info was making the rounds for a while that this was like terrible.
Shit,
And
I'm getting the
so,
steelbook the second that thing's on Amazon.
oh, it's been.
Oh,
So
is
it
it?
might be sold out now. Yeah.
Oh man, keep talking. I'm gonna go on Amazon on my other
Okay.
computer.
Um, yeah, they had it up like once the movie came out, like the day of. But yeah, I don't know. I had like a whole so yeah, he has this entire following because of what he represents, this entire like Joker movement. And is he wavers in his um
Ooh, it's still on here, baby. Pre-order now, motherfucker.
very good. He wavers as the Joker because of a multitude of things. You know, there was the scene with Gary, you know, that guy, that the actor that played Gary.
That's
Um,
Puddles, right?
yeah, Gary Puddles.
Gary Puddles? Tell me, sir, is that your God-given name?
Okay, so Lee Gill. Lee Gill is who plays Gary Puddles. And it's funny though, because there is a moment, I don't want to get off track because I have a really specific point to make, but I thought it was funny that he is like he's like so hyper focused on the fact of whether Puddles is actually his last name or not. And then once he finally finds out the real answer to it, that it is, in fact, he goes and he crosses off his notes. His note was that was his only question was Puddles. Uh, and that was funny. But that guy, Lee Gill, I mean, he was incredible. And you can tell that in that moment, that's when it really started to like hit Arthur that what he's doing is wrong. You know, like you could see it, like it got to him a little bit when Gary was talking about how that moment affected him for the rest of his life. He still has PTSD. He can't
Yep.
sleep at night. And
Well, then he finishes it off by saying, "You were the only person that never laughed at me." And it, like,
yes,
I mean,
and he's
the acting in
crying.
that.
You were the only one who was nice to me.
Phenomenal.
Why
You
did
believe
you
every
do this
second
to
of it.
me?
You believe
You were
every
the
second of
one
it.
person that was nice to me, and now you're the one that is ruining my life. And you could see, like, he drops the whole foghorn leghorn accent and is just like, you can tell he's completely shooken in his jokerness. You know, like he's just like he's taken aback by it. And then on top of that, his best friend at Arkham gets strangled to death because of him. And then on top of that, he may have been um essayed, as people
Hmm.
say. That's the jury's out on that one because they show the guards, obviously, they're angry. That was kind of a strange moment in the movie, but he calls them
Oh,
like
where they
fat
kind of
and
left that up
lazy, I
to
guess.
interpretation. Yeah, yeah. And then they just
And
drag
so
him in
they're
the
like
bathroom.
so pissed off. Mad Eye Moody's like really angry
Yep.
and and like goes and like, like slaps the washcloth on his face and is like wiping up the makeup and stuff. And then they take him into like the bathroom where I guess he's supposed to shower. But the next time you see him, he's still in his clothes and it looks like he hasn't showered.
Well, I think his
And
pants were around his ankles, like his underwear was out when they were dragging him. Like they did the whole scene, like they dropped him down. You could see them like beating him and then
yeah,
about to, do whatever. And then it cuts to them dragging him away, and it is like he's
I
just
guess
pants around his ankles.
if you watch it closely as well, you'll see a guard go for his belt and start undoing
Okay.
it. So they there's no focus on it whatsoever, but the implication that a lot of people are getting from it is that he is, you know,
Hmm.
apparently you can say graped. Like that's okay on
Okay.
YouTube. So he's graped by the guards, possibly. And he's done. He's done with the Joker. He's done with this whole character. He's done with the whole Joker movement, whatever, all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, not only that, you hear all the information about his mom when he snaps, and all the lies that she told him, how she thought it was just so stupid that he ever thought he could make a difference and all this
Yeah.
shit. And the
She called him
audio just
happy
drowns out. Yep.
and I because it made him smile or because he smiled so much as a baby. She called him happy and how pathetic it was that he just use that for the rest of his life. Like her calling him happy, that meant that he was funny. So he was going to be a comedian and he's going to be a clown and all this kind of stuff. And that was just so pathetic that he took her lie and ran with it in such a way, making that his entire identity.
Hmm.
Right. So he goes into the court the next day and is basically just like, listen, I'm not the Joker.
There is no Joker.
There is no Joker. And whatever you're going to throw at me, I'm deserving of it, kind of thing. And Lee gets up, she storms out, she's done with him. And his followers, they're probably confused too. I don't know. You don't really see that in the movie, them being all confused, but they probably are, because she leaves and a couple other people in the courtroom leave, right? And they're just done. Like they don't care about Arthur, right? And he gets out. There's the explosion that happens. Harvey Dent, half of his face is
I was
scarred.
gonna ask you because it was like a little out of focus, and I
Yeah.
thought I saw that, and I'm like,
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. Uh-huh. And it was like that other guy that's dressed up as the Joker, he's like a taller, you
Oh, the guy
know,
that puts him in the back of the car.
yeah, taller version of the Joker, I guess. And so yeah, they put him in the back of the car, and then he gets out and he runs over to the steps, and Lee is there, and he tries to talk to her. She starts singing. He tries to cover up her mouth to stop her from singing. And she's basically saying, like, I only cared about the Joker. I don't care about Arthur. This was
All
our
we had was a
fantasy. You
fantasy,
ruined
and you
it.
gave up.
We're done, kind of thing, right? And that's it. It ends up being that one of his followers ends up killing him. And we'll get there in just a second, back to that. But what I think is so ironic is that in the context of the movie, everybody loves the Joker, right? Everybody loves Arthur when he's the Joker. And when he lets that mask drop and he says, there is no Joker, it's only me, Arthur, that everybody hates him now. And that's exactly what happened with this movie.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Because he is not giving them what they want, what they expect of him. So they now turn their backs on him and walk away. And that's exactly what's happening with this movie. This movie, you say you love it. You say you love Joker. The first one, it's the greatest movie ever. You love it so much. You love the characters, you love the actors, all this kind of stuff, right? Well, guess what? The second it doesn't give you exactly what you want, you turn your back on it and you say it's the worst fucking movie of all time. That is so incredibly ironic to me that the themes of the movie are playing out in real life. I doubt that Todd Phillips intended
That was
for
the
that because nobody
intention,
wants
but
to create a flop, like a box office flop. Like
it's
nobody
like the movie's an
wants that.
unintentional masterpiece now.
Yes, it's really quite remarkable that it turned out in this way because it's like are you like look at yourself. Like this is you. This is a mirror image of you in this movie and you are still running with it. And I think that that is incredible. I mean, so many people were like, "Oh, Todd Phillips, he's insulting the people that were the fans of the first movie." No, he's not. Not at all. And it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. They're like, "Oh, because Arthur's having to, face justice for his crimes in that first movie, and the whole point of the first movie is rising up, becoming free, and now they're saying like that's a bad thing." Like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I am truly, I love the Joker. I love the Joker and everything the Joker stands for except murder, But again, it's that idea of like just complete freedom, just complete chaos, it just, you know what I mean? Like there's something that's very magnetic about that, something that's very appealing about that ideology of just being completely free, no restraints. And I feel like that's what the Joker represents. So I love the Joker. I think he's also the greatest villain of all time. And a lot of people say, well, if you like this movie, then you must not be a fan of the Joker. Well, that's not true because I am the biggest fan of the Joker. So just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, at the time, I'm like, I really like this movie, but I have a little bit of an issue with the fact that this doesn't really seem 100% like the Joker, right? And some people at the time in YouTube videos, you know, they're analyzing and stuff, and they're like, well, maybe, you know, especially with the age difference with him and Bruce Wayne and whatnot, you know, by the time Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, what is he, like a 70, 80-year-old Joker, like running around? That's what they would say at the time, right? And so they'd say, well, what the Joker ends up becoming, the Joker that we all know and love, is probably somebody who's inspired by Arthur Fleck. You know, they see him, they're one of his followers, and they themselves are pushed into becoming like a bastardized version of what Arthur stands for, right? And then that person then becomes the clown prince of crime, Batman's arch nemesis, right? And I was like, okay, I can run with that. I enjoy that actually. That's fun. That this is, you know, this person we're watching is the Joker just as much as the person that will take over is the Joker, but it's not quite the Joker that we have all known through all this time, right? In many ways, he's more important than that Joker because he inspires that other one, right? And it was just a fan theory at the time, but I certainly remembered it.
And
And
that's
so
just a
when
theory.
a fan theory. Anyway, so the end of this movie comes along, and I have a question for you, by the way. So the audience as well, they're like, Arthur, you have a visitor. Did he have a visitor? And if so, who was it? They never
Well,
show
my
who it
assumption
was.
that it was Lee, right? I thought she was gonna come back and that they're gonna set it up for some kind of sequel with her in it. And I do have to say, like, the hopeless romantic in me really did want this twisted couple to stay together, right? But I really like that she's so fucked up and insane that she's really only liked the Joker and doesn't give a shit about this guy whatsoever. Really
Yeah.
plays in that why he stopped being the Joker halfway through, you know, his trial. Um and I appreciate the balls of that too. I appreciate them killing him. I mean, this took
Yep.
some fucking guts.
Well, that's the thing. So it probably was something that was, you know, that was orchestrated a little bit by Joaquin Phoenix himself, because they said they had a script, but they were constantly throwing out the script and then rewriting on the day of shooting and all this kind of stuff they were doing. So I think the script was kind of like in it was malleable, for lack of a better word. Maybe that is the best word for it. It was very malleable, you know, it could be changed at any moment. And I don't know. I just got the feeling that Joaquin Phoenix wanted that ending though, because he was like, no way in shit am I ever coming back for a third one. So let's make this clear. Which also reminds me of another movie, No Time to Die, which is something that people also said was the worst James Bond movie of all time.
Oh, did
You
they?
know, so there was that as well. Yes. Um, so I don't know, but this guy ends up coming up to him, telling him a joke. It's the first time the guy talks throughout the entire movie. We see him through the entire movie. They mention at the beginning that he was just a quiet inmate, and as soon as Arthur came in, he started laughing and became violent ever since then. So he was just this very quiet, you know, just inmate that kept to himself until he was inspired by Arthur. And we don't know anything about him. That's the beautiful thing, right? Because with the Joker, we should never know his real name. We should never know his origin. We should never know anything about him. He should just be. And that's, you know, what's so great about Heath Ledger's interpretation of the character, that he has many origins. Every time he
He tells
opens
the
his
story
mouth,
is
he's
different.
telling you about something new. You know, you want to know how I got these scars? Well, it was, you know, I did it to myself, you know, because I wanted to make my wife feel better after her face got carved up by mobsters, right? Now I'm always smiling, you know. He's so good. Anyway, or was it his father that did it to him in a drunken stupor? You know,
Mhm.
like he, and there was about to be a third version in the movie too before I think he says it to Batman, like, you want to know how I got these scars, and he stops him from talking any further. But there would have been a third story. Like, he doesn't even know himself, right? His mind is so diluted that he doesn't even know his own origin, and that's what's so beautiful about it. He doesn't even know his own name at this point. And that's the thing, it doesn't matter because the Joker is the Joker, and that's it, right? You don't want to know all this other stuff. So when they gave us a definitive origin and a definitive name for this character, that did rub some people the wrong way. You know, like, he's definitely Arthur Fleck. He's a Fleck. He's Affleck. Ben Affleck. It's just weird, but whatever. Uh and and that, you know, like, he's a comedian, failed comedian, whatever. And this new one that takes over and talks for the first time and then tells Arthur a joke about, you know, an old sad clown in a bar that is a
Mhm.
disappointment. And, you know, a guy comes up to him and, you know, says, "Hey, you're a disappointment and you get what you fucking deserve." And then he stabs him, you know, with a shiv. He shanks him with a shiv, right? Leaves him on the floor bleeding out and dying. And as he does that, he starts laughing uncontrollably. And the camera then kind of just focuses in on Arthur. And if you pay attention to the background, you will see this guy that just stabbed Arthur will take that knife and he cuts a smile into
Oh,
his
does he?
face.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because it's like a 50-50 shot whether people notice or not. I noticed it 100% because I was hyper focused on this guy in the background. And other people, they focus in on Arthur, so they miss it. So it's like it goes one way
Oh,
or
I
the
did
other.
because toward the end of it, it looked like his mouth was curling up, you know, ever so slightly into a smile. And I
Hmm.
couldn't tell if it was or if it was stationary like that the whole time. So I was definitely, the word is hyper fixated.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So this guy in the background, he cuts a smile into his face, and by all accounts, this is the Joker that we all know. That the Joker we know and love and is Batman's arch nemesis, and you name it. So it's like this fan theory from the time of the first movie finally came to fruition. It only took 5 years. And so I don't know if maybe that like I knew this information. So when this actually became a reality, I was like, okay, I like that because I liked it back in 2019 when I first heard it, right? And a lot of people hate this ending. Like, they wanted Arthur to keep living, and he is the one that becomes the Joker. And it's like, you know, like the Joker that we know. And so people like 3C are like, so this guy that we followed for these two entire movies, this isn't even the Joker. Like, what's the point? Like, this is spitting in the face of your fans. Like, what are you doing? This isn't the Joker. This other guy's the Joker now. And I'm like, you're missing the point. I said this in a video. I commented on one of 3C's videos. I said, you're missing the entire point. The Joker is eternal. The Joker is immortal. The Joker is more than just one being. Arthur is the Joker, okay? No, you didn't waste your time. You did watch two movies with the Joker. He's the Joker just as much as his successor is the Joker, okay? So if at any other point this new Joker wavers in his ideals and somebody kills him and then takes up the mantle, that third person is just as much the Joker as these two other guys are the Joker. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, they're all the Joker because the Joker is more than just a person. You know, he's an ideal. He's an idea. He's an enigma. He is the Joker.
Yes.
You know, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, the Joker is can be many people, and they did this in the comic books. Actually, there was a very notable comic book storyline called Three Jokers, written by the trash that is called Jeff Johns. Um, but it's basically saying like have you ever noticed that the Joker has changed over the years? Like back in the early days of Batman in the 40s and 50s, he just did like practical jokes. Like there's one very notable Joker comic. It's not a Joker, it's a Batman comic where a little kid is walking home from school and like, oh my God, I'm so happy I got an A on my report card. And then all of a sudden the Joker comes along and goes, well, not anymore, and takes the card and runs away with it.
Oh,
And literally just goes like, he's like, oh, because this kid is so excited to tell his parents that he got an A, and the Joker is like, well, you can't do it now because I'm taking it. And that's how the Joker was to begin with. He's just pulling stupid pranks on people, right? And then he evolved over time into being like this, that was the Golden Age Joker. Then there was the Silver Age Joker, which was a little bit more violent, but still nothing compared to how the Joker became in the modern age, which I think is also called the Bronze Age. And that all started with the Killing Joke. So this very notable graphic novel called The Killing Joke, written by Alan Moore, that's what like cemented who the Joker was still to this day. And so the Joker leading up to that point was completely different. So basically, there's been 3 different eras of the Joker.
so
And
basically,
what ends up happening is there's 3 different guys who have been the Joker.
So just to chime in here, right, as a Joker layman compared to you, what I get out of this is it's the fucking 40s. Okay, you don't have gratuity like that. It's not going to be anything like the Joker now. Okay, so you move to the 60s
Yes.
and 70s. Okay, you're going to get a little bit more leeway. 80s and 90s, 2000s, you can be fucking insane. Look at Cesar Romero. Look at Jack Nicholson. Look at Heath Ledger. Look at Joaquin Phoenix, who plays the Joker in The Batman.
Barry Keoghan.
So my point here is that as audiences change, as times change, the Joker is going to change. Okay, so shut the fuck up. You're the same people who didn't like Heath Ledger. Like, I don't know what to tell you people, because in 20 years from now, when there's 2 more worse Jokers, you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah. Did you mention Jared Leto?
No, I did not.
Go fuck yourself. No. Nobody gives him the credit that he deserves. But yeah, they're all the Joker. There's not one that is more the Joker than the next. I mean, Heath Ledger, let's be honest. But that aside, they're all the Joker, right? They all added something different to the role. Anybody that takes up that mantle in the future in movies, they'll add something else to the role, and everybody will have their favorite one or whatever. But guess what? Nobody comes along and goes, you know what, Cesar Romero, he wasn't the Joker. You never hear that.
Nope.
Or you never hear, well, you do hear it with Jared Leto, where people
course,
do
because
say
everybody
that
hates
about
him in Suicide Squad.
But he was, that's neither here nor there. I love him. I love them all in their own ways, honestly. So, just like Batman, I love all the Batmans. I love all the Michael Myers in their own ways, right? So I don't know. I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to that, I guess. But the point is that they're just all the Joker. Are they different interpretations? Yes. And that's exactly what is going on here with this movie. It's obviously it was more than people were prepared to take in at this point of their lives, I guess. I don't know, because it's like, yeah, no, he's the Joker. He is the Joker. But so is this other guy. He is the Joker now too. It's like you don't have to worry about Arthur Fleck anymore because he's dead. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, we'd have to get somebody like on the show, and so we could ask them specific, somebody that just really hates it, and be like, tell me, why do you hate it? Tell me all of this. Like really, like, what were you expecting? Like,
We'll have
that's
a
what I
good
want to
cop,
know.
bad cop interrogation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like,
you
I
get the
get it that
Bible,
you
smack it
wanted-
over their head.
Arthur Fleck to become more of the Joker that you all know and love and whatnot, but in like other than that, what else did you expect from this movie? I would love to hear it. Like what? Were you disappointed that it took place in Arkham the entire time? Were you disappointed that he gets out at a certain point and just lets himself get caught again immediately? You know, is that a big point of contention? I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really care to even, continue on with his life after Lee Quinzel like dumps him. So I don't know. The movie is called Folie à Deux. It is madness of two, shared madness. Two people that are experiencing the same hallucinations. That's what that term means. And so they are, now that they met each other, one cannot survive without the other one. One cannot live without the other one, right? So, he is a mere shell of himself at the end of this movie. Did you really want that to continue living? To, conclude the conversation about Folie à Deux, it's a very competently made movie. I mean, the cinematography is
It's fucking
gorgeous, just as it is
amazing.
in the first movie. I'm not sure who the director of photography is, but it is the same one for both movies. Same composer, that did the music as the first one, which is also wonderful. Obviously, the same writer, um, same director. I mean, it's wonderful to look at. There's not a single frame of the movie that isn't gorgeous. The way they frame the courtroom is crazy. They have these wide lenses that they use. And so you just see this entire courtroom with like those like little whatever that is at the top. I guess they were like chandeliers. Very strange aesthetic for a courtroom, but I love it. And it's just gorgeous to look at. And, Joaquin Phoenix threw himself into it just as he did with the first one. I mean, he lost so much weight. I mean, the first time you see him in the movie, he's shirtless.
Yep.
And the camera just follows behind him.
And all you see is a skeletal
shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His like shoulder bones are protruding up like almost through the skin. It looks like it's
I noticed it
painful.
immediately.
Right? Like it looks like this.
And you can see it through a suit coat at
skin.
certain points too, because I noticed it so hard because it looks fucking painful.
Yeah, it does. Awful. Yeah. And he said he'll never do it again. He's like, I'm 49 years old. It's not happening again.
Mm-hmm.
And nor should it happen again. We don't want him dead. No, we don't.
No.
He's a national treasure. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, fun fact, Lady Gaga almost damaged her vocal cords filming this movie because she specifically made a point of not singing as her normal self.
I saw like a little featurette like online about that. Like she had to unlearn singing or whatever it was.
Yeah, she had to sing in a way that was like improperly sing. Like she is such a like Lady Gaga is one of like the biggest talents that we have, like living talents today. She is an amazing singer. So she had to like almost unlearn that to sing as Harley Quinn, and it caused damage. It just wasn't lasting damage, I guess, to her vocal cords. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess that's it. You have anything else to say about it?
No, but just go see the movie, develop your own opinion. I can't wait to watch this again on 4K. I might even go see it in theaters again before it goes out because the run might be short for this movie with the audience reception.
Oh, it definitely is. I wonder if it's still in IMAX because that's probably the way to see it. Like really see it, you know?
Oh God, that means I got to sit in the theater that has the shitty
I
seats.
know.
Here,
Terrible.
let's
But
see if it's still playing in
it,
IMAX over there.
it would be worth it though to see that.
Yes, it is still in IMAX over
Really?
there. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Um, Anytime something like this happens, I always just hope that the people involved don't get discouraged, you know. Um, by I want them to continue still being their same creative selves that they were when they made the movie. I don't want
Hmm.
them to feel discouraged, and that does happen. Unfortunately, it happened with Ben Affleck, and it kills me, you know, because he gave it his all to play Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman. He was so excited. And once people saw the movie and they're like, oh, it's this or that or whatever, or Ben Affleck sucks as Batman or whatever, he was devastated. You could
Yeah,
see it in
we've talked about it at
interviews.
length.
And, it created the whole sad Affleck meme, which is funny, but also very sad.
All around me are familiar faces.
And it changed him from that point moving forward. He was different for Justice League. He was just different. Which is just so unfortunate because it's like the spark that he had died, and he had no interest in doing a solo Batman movie anymore from that point moving forward. I mean, it like my point is that audience I was going to say interaction, that's not right though. Audience reaction can really affect people that work on the movies because they are people after all. So I don't know, whatever. If you're one of the few people that enjoyed it, like us, comment below. Let us know everything you loved about it. And if you're one of the people that despised it, comment below. Let me know why you despised it. Give me specifics, don't give me feelings. Give me like actual hard facts. I'm not trying to like start a fight or anything. I'm not trying to be aggressive, but please let me know hard facts. I would love to hear your opinion. So let us know down below. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. This might be a new thing though,
Audience audit.
audience audit.
I love
I
it.
think I might like it,
It's
you
good.
know? Especially if we got like in the groove of doing it like a lot, then we could do it like much quicker, you
Hmm.
know? Like
Well,
we
plus, I
just
mean,
be
this
like,
one's slightly
you're
different.
stupid.
Where I mean, there's a bit of a
Yeah.
Joker passion, so I get that. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so tune in for the next one, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.